have the drawing to see which gentleman goes first? Rollins first. Okay.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
That was Rich's idea.
Yeah, you should patent that idea, was saying.
Whoever had his pocket
Do we need
knife
5
and
minutes?
just started going at that.
Tom, do we need 5 minutes for this?
No.
No, okay.
No, it's just as long as it takes them to tally. There's only 2 contestants,
Got
so
it.
it shouldn't take.
Okay, got it.
Okay, the judges have made their decisions. Wes will hold those. And for the interest of time, we'll need to move on. The next part is the humorous speech contest. The rules are the same, so I'm not going to go over those again. I will announce the contestant, the name of their speech, the name of their speech, and the contestant, nothing more. Okay, timer, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. Our first contestant by random draw is Yaron Shomer, and the speech is My Marriage. My Marriage, Yaron Shomer.
My marriage. Yesterday, my wife and I celebrated 24 years of marriage, our anniversary. And people say practice makes perfect, so you can assume everything become much simpler after 24 years. So I think it become a little bit simpler, but it's still pretty complicated. So let's go compare things at the beginning and now and see how they are. So, as a new couple, we cleaned the house together. Every weekend, my wife and I cleaned it together. It was even romantic. now I just pay for it. I don't do anything. Simpler. In the other end, it used to be very easy to me in the beginning not to make a mess in the house. Now, like every 2 weeks, I can hear my wife, "Doesn't it bother you? Why are those crumbs here? Why are your socks there?" Okay, so in the beginning I was very motivated, and now I work very hard. I come and go, and from time to time I build the race to become environmental artist. So I find a way to do a spiritual growth to become a bomb. So I just put the thing in the right way. I'm really enjoying it. Again, she just wants me to destroy my work, but anyways, I guess I'm such an unlucky guy. So in the beginning of our friendship and living together, one time I came home and saw my wife upset. And I looked at her and said, "Oh, I see that you are upset. I believe you are mad at me, but I don't know why. Can you tell me why?" And she said, "If you don't know why, there is no point telling you why." It was a bit confusing. Okay. After a couple of days, she explained me, "You know, you used to be a little bit more romantic. Now you don't bring flowers at all." And I said, "Oh, okay." And she said, "Oh, don't bring tomorrow. I don't want you to do it just because I told you." Okay. 3 months later, I came home. I saw my wife upset. Oh, this time I was a little bit smarter, so I knew I shouldn't ask her why she is upset. So I said, "I just need to apologize." Oh, I know. So, I apologize. I came home late and I didn't notify you, and I'm so sorry. And I see that she's still upset. So, oh man, we have a date. I'm sorry that I ruined the date for the night. And she looked at me and said, "No, moron, our date is tomorrow." And I'm upset because you didn't bring me flowers still. And you know, you came late, and I thought, oh, today is buying me flowers. But no. Okay. But during the time, I became a little bit smarter. And now, like, when I see my wife upset, I come to her and say, oh, I apologize for what I did. Can I compensate you? And she looked at me and say, apologize? For what? And then I'm a little bit nervous and say, apologize for everything. Apologize for all of my behaviors. But it works a little bit better. As a no longer newlyweds, you have sex much rarely than in the beginning. It's, you have to plan it. You have to ask, do you think you can have it tonight? And a probable answer might be no, not tonight. And you know, as a new couple, this is one of the main reasons why you came to be together. So you don't ask if you do it later. You assume it, you will do it later. It's like asking for citizenship in a country that you're already citizen. But it's different after that. It's we had this time after we had 3 daughters, and everybody in the family got sick, and well, we didn't really long time. We didn't do it. And one day the stars aligned, and we were able to do it. And we came to the room, and I felt a little bit uncomfortable. I told my wife, do you really think it's smart? I mean, aren't you afraid that doing sex after such a long time will ruin our friendship? But it didn't. It was okay. So, for conclusion, when I was just a young adult, I had full autonomy. I was the master of my life. I could do many things. I could travel. Really, it was good. But I wanted someone to share it with. So I met my wife, and after a while, we fall in love in each other. But as we fall in love, we figured out that although we are enjoying together, we are sometimes being pulled from things that we really liked before, and sometimes we are being pushed to take decisions when we are not fully prepared, but we didn't rock the boat. Now, after 24 years, we have 3 girls. Still have 23 girls. Okay. And well, is it simpler now after 24 years? Yes, it is a little bit simpler. Is it complicated? Definitely. We compromise every day. But my daughter has a house they can call home, and we couldn't do it without my wife. So it works. Thanks.
You know what, there's just no way I can follow that. I forfeit. So my speech today is not about food poisoning, but it is about how I almost died from chicken before I ate it. So first thing I need to do is sort of set up this story. This takes place when I was between 12 or 13, and I was living in the Dominican Republic, where my dad was teaching English as a second language, and I was learning Spanish as a second language to varying degrees of success, which is actually what this story is about. So let me ask the audience a question first, and let me get some feedback on this, because it's multiple right answers to this question, which is how I got into trouble. What part of your body is this? Chest. Okay, good. That's exactly what it is. But if I have something valuable and I clutch it to my breast, also a good word. And what do you call this part of your body when it's on a chicken?
Chicken breast.
Chicken breast.
That's right. And what do you call that lovely thing that all women have that we enjoy so much?
Charisma?
That's right. In English, they're the same word, the same words. In Spanish, that's not true, and I didn't know that. There's one other thing you have to know about this story before I tell it, which is that in the Dominican Republic, which is an island in the Caribbean, it's the second poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere. It's a Catholic country, wonderful people, very reserved, very modest in all things. But one thing that they do, which was a little startling at first, which is they breastfeed their babies casually and publicly. And this happens all the time. You'll be having a conversation with somebody and they'll just pop it out and plug the baby in. Which is fine. I remember I was 13. Okay, so just saying. Sweltering heat all the time, and none of the foods that we were used to, so there was a little bit of culture shock. So one day, I decided, you know what would be great is I'm going to go get some fried chicken. Because a mile down the road, there was one restaurant, and it had fried chicken, and it had air conditioning. And I went there, and I thought, I'm going to get myself some fried chicken in the air conditioning, and it's going to be so much fun. And this is how I almost died. So I take my handy-dandy American Heritage, English to Spanish, pocket dictionary. I think, no problem. Look up the word for chicken, look up the word for breast, walk up to the counter where the woman is nursing her baby, and I said, por favor, quiero dos senos de gallo, which is to say, more or less, hello, I would like 2 rooster boobs. The woman pulls her baby away from her chest and buttons her shirt and starts to scream, Victor, Victor, ven aquí. Hay un gringo loco aquí que quiere ver mis senos, which is to say, more or less, Victor, Victor, come here quick. There's a crazy gringo here that wants to look at my boobs. I had no idea what's happening because she talked very fast and very loud, and there was a whole flurry of activity involving the baby and the shirt, and I was distracted. I just wanted chicken breast. Out comes Victor, and Victor is 7 feet tall. He's covered in blood because he's been cutting up the chickens in the background. He has a giant meat cleaver in each hand. And I thought, oh my God, I'm going to die. And he says, ¿Qué quieres con mi mujer? Which is to say, what would you like with my wife, sir? And I said, the only reasonable thing that a person in my position could say, which is, senos, 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 quiero senos, senos de gallo, senos, 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 which is to say, more or less, boobies, 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 I want boobies, rooster boobies, rooster boobies, I want rooster boobies, boobies, boobies. And Victor, who has calmed down at this point a little bit because he realizes I'm no harm, I'm just insane. He looks at me and he says, Señor, no sé cómo son los gallos en los Estados Unidos, pero aquí no tienen senos. Which is to say, sir, I don't know how the roosters are in the United States, but here, they don't have boobs. We eventually got this sorted out and I got my chicken. I didn't really want it anymore at that point, but I got it. And he realized, because I pointed, you know, and the right word is, of course, pecho, which means chest. And on a chicken, it's a pechuga de pollo, which is a chicken breast, not a rooster boob. And we got that all sorted out, and I knew for next time. And I had many additional trips to that restaurant for the rest of the year that we were there, but every time I walked through the door and the little bell went off, her hands went to her buttons. And I took that dictionary home and I burnt it. Mr. Toastmaster.
1 minute of silence for the judges, please. few more moments as I see the judges are finishing. Wes, have the judges reached a decision? Due to the uniqueness of this particular contest, normally a dignitary would come up and announce the winners, but we don't have one today. So the next person would be the president, but the president has also been a contestant. And what we will do for the first one, Wes, I will allow Wes to please come up and you can announce the winner for the evaluation contest. And then I will have our president come up and she can do the announcement for the Humorous contest. So Wes, come on up.
For the evaluation portion, a very good job from both evaluators. The winner of the evaluation portion of the contest was Sheila O'Hara.
And for our humorous speech contest, our winner for today is Yaron. And I would want to go ahead and present our guest speaker with a certificate of participation.
Thank you very much.
Really quickly, is everybody still in the room? I want to share this. That concludes our speech contest, by the way. This is